Now that we try to lay this project out dry, I've got all my materials, all my cut studs, and my foam boards. See if we can lay this out. They'll kind of look like that pattern. I want to lay it out to take a look at it to see what this thing's going to look like. There's my long 18 on the bottom. 12 3/4 is my next one, but it goes past on that corner. 12 is going to go somewhere in here. I've got a 5 1/4 and 2 6 and 7 1/2. So I'm going to take my 7 1/2 and it's going to line up there. I'm going to line that 12 up. Looking back at my form, this one butts into this one short, and then we're going to cap this off. So that's what your project's going to look like. Spreader bar, according to my plan, is going to come 6 1/2 inches from this inside. 6 1/2 inches over from here to here is what a spreader bar, and it's going to keep the project in line. It's going to keep it from flexing and bending. Then I got stud locations. That one's obviously in a corner. This one's in a corner. I've got one on my plan that's somewhere near the middle. It looks like when there's no measurement, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to assume it's eyeballed. Get it close to where it's supposed to be. And if I notice, these stud locations are actually, it's not on this side, it's on this side, so that I can support this board and this board to keep them from coming apart. One in the middle here, which looks like it's drawn short of my spreader bar, corner, outside, 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 in the middle about-ish, and in my corner. That's a dry fit. Dry fit means I didn't put any nails in it, it's not permanently fit together, and I can make adjustments to it. Because I want to visually look at this thing to see if it's like what my plan says. It's nice to know what you're building. When you have the time to dry fit, it's really nice to do it that way. Now when I look at my plan, my shape looks just like my plan. All right, we're good. Easy enough to assemble now. Normally when you assemble these forms, as we noted earlier, most forms are either 1x4, 2x4 forms, and you use duplex nails in them, where you leave the head out sticking enough that you can undo them. So I just joined 2 pieces of 2x4 to show you. And these heads stick out. You also, with concrete work, you end up putting strings on it to make sure things are straight. Use it for a lot of use, but that's a duplex nail. All right, we can start nailing this rascal together. I'm gonna put my studs on last, so I'm gonna pull them completely out of the way. And as I look at this project, all my joints, except for one, are from the outside. Nails going this way, nails going this way, going. This one is on the inside. So I've only got this much space to work in. So my first joint's gonna be that one. I'm gonna work to put that first joint together. And in this case, we're just gonna use a brad gun and shoot it together with some nails. We're gonna pop 3 nails in each joint. All right, this is kind of I can work all my way around it now. And I'm really paying attention to how my joints form. If I'm looking at my plan, when I look at my plan close up here, this board extends past and this board runs into it. I have to follow the plan when it's drawn for me like that. This board extends past. Cap on it up here. I'm gonna nail whichever end looks like it's lining up the straightest. I'm gonna start with it. Make sure to keep your fingers out of the way. This nail gun, even these little brads hurt. Oh, I got the rough shape of it. Now the next most important piece is gonna be my spreader bar. I'm gonna have to take my tape measure. I'm gonna have to come over 6 1/2 inches and put me a mark on it. 6 1/2, 6 1/2. Because when I look at my plan, it shows 6 1/2 from the inside of the form board to this edge of the spreader bar. And I know my spreader is the exact same length as this board, so I'm gonna have to make this thing line up, because sometimes it may be pushed off to one side and it can make it short or long. You can see how much flex this thing has in it. So I'm gonna pick one end, I'm gonna line my marks up, put me a couple little brads in it. push on this project just a little bit, which I had to do. I actually pushed on this corner over here, which moved it. Alright, now just the form boards. And they're just here. I'm gonna nail them from the outside. We had this one on the inside. When we're pouring real concrete into this, we try to do all our attachments to the outside so that we can disassemble it later. A lot of times I use screws on smaller forms. It's just quicker and simpler. I don't have to go back and pull it. They're a lot easier to get out, and I can reuse them on the next job. This is going to help tighten up my corners, because I'm going to nail it on one board, and I'm going to come over and nail it in two boards. So I've got a row of nails going down this board, and I got a row of nails in this board. So it helps hold it together. You can see now it's done quitting wiggling so much. I got a little bit of wiggle up here at the top. I need to add some more nails back to it. Remember, keep your studs on the outside. And I'm lining it up with the outside edge, and I'm nailing down both of them. One on each. Our project is now ready for concrete. Got my L shape, 18 inches on the inside. Let's put the tape measure to it and see what we got. I should be 18 inches on the inside here. I'm 8 short. That's okay, we're close enough. I'm 6 inches here, I'm dead on it there. It should be 12 inches here. I'm dead on it there. From this point to this point should be 6. I am 6 exactly, 12 exactly, and 6 exactly. So the only thing that's short is this little distance right here, and I may have cut that board just slightly short, is a 16th short, and that is definitely within tolerance what we're looking for.